I love donuts. I've always loved donuts, but I had to give them up because all that sugar and everything just wasn't working for my tummy. So I decided I would master vegan donuts. So right here today, I'm gonna show you a recipe I found online. I made a few changes to it, but it is to die for. And all my friends have sampled this and they can guarantee that this is the vegan donut recipe for you. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of water. We're gonna mix that up and we've gotta set it aside so it soaks it up. And we are going to add our 3/4 cup of gluten-free flour. Next, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. We've got here a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I put them together in a dish here, and we're just gonna add all 3 of those. The final part of our dry mixture is gonna be our 1/4 cup plus 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar. We're gonna add that in, and we're gonna mix that up. So I've taken my 1/2 cup of almond milk. I then have my 3 tablespoons of melted coconut oil, and I add that right in. You want to add this in and we get going pretty quickly because otherwise the coconut oil starts to solidify. We add our 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And now we're going to come in and add our flaxseed mixture. Now we've got our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients. We're going to start mixing now. We put them together, mix it, stir it like this, and then we're going to start mixing it in our bowl. Just pour it right in and start mixing it before our coconut oil starts to solidify. So here's our mixture, and before it starts setting up, we're going to make it into a ball here, and I'm going to gently pick it up. Whoa, so carefully. Oops, missed a piece, but I'm going to stick it into my baggie here. We've pulled it down like this. We're going to take our pan right here because we're going to pipe it in. But before we get started, we've got to make a hole. If you do it too small, you get a tiny donut. Too big, you got too much in each one. So you got to decide, practice makes perfect, on how big your hole is. I'm going to guess that that's about right. And I'm going to start squeezing this in like this. I just put some pressure on the back. And start squeezing it in to the volume you want. You're ready to put this in the oven, and you are going to bake it at 375 for 10 minutes exactly, and then we're going to take them out and cool them on a rack and get ready to frost them. Hang on, these are amazing. Let's put together our frosting now. We're going to take first our 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, and we're going to add it into our bigger bowl. We need room to mix, so we need a bigger bowl for this. Okay, we're now going to add our 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And what I like to do is mix this together first to make sure I try to blend any lumps first so it's not a lumpy powder before I add my liquids to it. So blend that together. And now we're going to add our liquids. So we're going to get our warm almond milk, and then we're going to add our vanilla. So I have some warmed almond milk. I'm going to add that in. If you want it runnier than this, you just need to get more milk. But you'll be able to figure that out on your own. It's always easier to add more. And then we're going to add our 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. and we're going to start mixing. So now you can see as I've mixed it and smashed in the ingredients that are still a little clotted, moving it into a beautiful, perfect frosting mixture. Our next goal is to put this into a baggie for piping. And here we go. Just pipe those puppies. Let your kids do it. It's fun. And they're all cooled and ready to eat. Look at that. I'm so excited because like I told you, I love donuts. But these donuts I can eat, you can eat. Even your kids aren't going to know the difference and they're going to want to eat it.